Welcome to the Weekend Live Show.
508 is where I'm from.
We run down the biggest stories of the week with you every Saturday night. Let us know in the comments right now where you reppin'.
Apache Junction, Canton, Worcester, Long Island, Manchard, South Florida, Webster, Malden, Framingham, Tucson, Billerica, Salem, Gloucester, Moosop, Connecticut, Charleston, South Carolina, Roslindale, Moosop, Connecticut, London, Hanson, Glendale, Arizona, Lynn, Mapleville, Quincy.
Food stands, leave it closed, buddy, and then we're screwing up the
funny ass guy, man.
Have you ever heard of Turtleboy? Yeah? Are you a fan?
508 is where I'm from.
Hey, what's up?
508 is where I'm from.
How was that?
You a freaking idiot. Stop telling people that I'm mentally deranged and stupid.
Call me Aidan. He's not a doctor, but...
Get out of my store, please.
You're a fucking loser.
You are a loser.
You're not a journalist. You're nobody.
You're not turtle hair. Don't make such fun of the criminal justice system.
NFL on the house, blog that.
Let's get this party started.
And I will not be intimidated. I will not be silenced. And we will continue on our journey for justice for John O'Keefe and for Karen Reed.
Tick, tick, boom. Noise. Go, baby, we bringing out toys. Boys, chop up and sing, it should be on the voice. Bang, bang, we gon' ride out. Gang, gang, we don't die out. Want it like this, ain't no timeouts. Tell me who really gon' find out. We be disturbing the peace. Working, we serving the streets.
Karen Reed has supporters who've shown up in large numbers.
Tick, tick, boom. Hard body, and not scaring nobody. You make me resort to wildin'. You must be blind by the diamonds. I didn't want it to be this way, but y'all won't need to try this. So it's no way around it. You the loudest one, it's going quiet. We be disturbing the peace. Working, we serving the streets. About to go going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep.
This is the first time I think I've ever seen this. An outpouring of support for someone accused of murdering a Boston police officer. Unbelievable situation. Never seen anything like it.
Tick, tick, boom. You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? We be disturbing the peace. Working, we serving the streets. About to go going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep. It's go, 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 go time. Tick, tick, boom.
Boom! What's up, turtle people? How's everyone doing out there tonight? Good, good, excellent. Welcome to the live show, ladies and gentlemen. I am your fearless host. My name is Aidan Kearney. Some people call me Clarence Woods Emerson. That's my Facebook name. You can follow me on there. Old school turtle riders call me Uncle Turtleboy, or Unc for short. I prefer Dr. Turtleboy because if Jill Biden's a doctor, then so am I. It's also my Twitter handle. You can follow me at DOCTOR Turtleboy. And some people call me Daddy. As you can see, that's my name on here. So you can call me Daddy if you want. I know that's weird for some people. But yeah, you know, you can call me whatever you want. Just be here every Tuesday and Saturday night at 9 p.m. That's all I ask. All right. Sometimes Sunday, depending if there's like a sport ball game on or something, but just be here and smash that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up. Helps us out with the algos. I think we're almost up to like 53,000 subs. So you get a plaque when you get 100. We're going to get a plaque. I mean, that's a big deal. So I want to get that plaque, put it up there, etc. But all right, cool. Yeah. And also you could join Turtle Club for just $15 a month. You get ad free on the website. You can also get, what else can you get? Oh yeah. Access to the Thursday night stream that no one else gets. All right. I know those ads are annoying. So yeah, cool. Awesome. Cool. All right. Anyway, guys, what was I going to ask tonight? What else are you going to say? Oh, yeah. If you guys want to donate and you want to do like a super chat, you can't do super chat because I had the wrong opinion about a certain president's vaccine mandate in 2021. And I expressed it on the air, and you can't make money if you do that. They take away your ability to make money. Like, so you can't give me your money. Your money's no good here. So we just built our own platform anyway, because those crooks take like 30 or 40%. So it's called Turtle Chat. If you click at the link at the top, right, then you can donate whatever amount of money you want. And you get to write a little message. I'll get that message in my inbox. I'll read it out loud to the class. You can say whatever you want. Give a shout out to your homies, your dogs, whoever you want to. Maybe it's somebody's birthday. Who knows? Maybe you just want to, give Jen McCabe a piece of your mind. This is your chance on Turtle Chat. So you can do it that way. Or you can cash at me at $ Uncle Turtleboy. I've gotten a couple cash apps already. Let me see if I can read them here. Hold on one sec. I don't know if we've gotten any Turtle Chat. Sometimes it's screwy. All right. So, okay, we got Lisa sends $25. She did not leave a comment, but we appreciate that, Lisa. We got Sharon sends $25. She says, for above all the noise, truth will be heard. Yes, it will, loud and clear. We're never giving up, are we, folks? We're never, ever, ever giving up. All right, cool. Next up, we got Greg sends $30 and he goes, Tammy, you suck with a Q. Okay. And Jane says, happy Easter to you and the fam. Aidan, turtle emoji, bunny emoji, egg emoji. Thank you very much, Jane. I appreciate that graciously. Okay, cool. All right. Again, if anyone else wants to donate, the link to the Turtle Chat is at the top. You can donate again, write a little message. I'll read it out loud to the class. Also, if you guys want, keep me updated on the scores of the game, the Final Four game or the Elite Eight game. Fucking UConn. I don't want to rant about sport ball. I know you guys hate sport ball, but I just really hate UConn. I just fucking hate how good they are. Just as a UMass graduate, it just sucks because like we're a bigger state than them. We're like twice their size. And like when I was a kid, I thought UMass was the shit because they were when I was a kid. They were like in the Final Four. We had Marcus Camby. It was awesome. So I went to UMass, but I didn't like look at their history. And turns out that was a kind of a fluke. It's kind of not a good basketball school. And so when I see UConn, it's just like why can't we have that? I'm extremely jealous. Like they're not just fucking good. They're like dominant. They're winning by 30 points every freaking game. Like it's unfair. And I'm just mad. I'm butthurt about it because UMass should be better than UConn. Give me a break. Connecticut's a fake state. No offense to any turtle riders from Connecticut, but you know it. It's a fake state with no identity. It's like Belgium. It's like one of those countries between two important countries that you kind of cut through, but nobody's talking about it, right? I mean, that's Connecticut. They have no identity whatsoever except basketball, and it's just a place that you have to drive on. With lots of traffic and the Merritt Parkway and 95 and 84, and it sucks. It sucks. I would say it has more of an identity than Delaware, but yes, I get what you're saying. Okay, cool. Anyway, that's my rant about Connecticut. They're adding to my list of shit I can't stand. Connecticut. Oh, it does have Foxwoods. I do like Foxwoods, but that's pretty close to Rhode Island, which is also a fake state, but I digress. Anyway, let's just get started on this, shall we? Let's just jump right into it. All right. The Merritt Parkway is fun to drive through, Tina. It's like a video game when you drive in the Merritt. All right. Where'd it go? All right. So I want to talk about a couple things. So here's the deal for the show tonight. So we're going to talk about the not the grand jury stuff, but like my case, right? Because Karen Reed's trial is in how many days does it start? Today is the 30th, right? Today's the 30th, right? So what do we have? 17 days to the Karen Reed trial. Yeah. Oh, and Ryder. Yeah. Ryder is, she has to, the woman, very nice woman who owns, who bred Ryder, is taking her to the vet for final shots and stuff on Monday. So I got 1 week delay, but I'm going to get the dog. Don't worry. I'm going to get the dog. It does have good pizza juice, man. They do have the best pizza. I'll give them that. All right. Anyway, So we're going to talk about my case a little bit. I know, and I apologize because the Karen Reed case is kind of at a lull right now. It's coming up. The motions are all done. Everything's done. I could get up here and I could read the motions and I can rant about Auntie Bev. And I do like doing that stuff, but it's just not that. What we're going to get into tonight is because my case is back on, right? I have a hearing coming up on April 23rd, right? And I am so sick of these fucks. I am so sick of these whiny, self-victimizing douchebags. These are the biggest assholes out there. The McAlberts. Oh my God. Everybody on their side just is a bully who makes himself out to be a victim. And I'm done with it. So we're going to relive tonight some of the shit that I'm indicted for. We're going to watch like the rolling rally. It's like half of the fucking indictment. Like it's crazy. So anyway, I've been ranting and we're going to talk about this in a moment about us not getting the grand jury docs. I wrote that story about how Mello's not giving us the grand jury docs. 2 hours later, guess what came in? The grand jury docs. But they weren't from Mello. They were from Tully. Tully sent the grand jury docs in because Mello just doesn't do fucking anything. He's literally computer illiterate. It's wild. But anyway, let's talk about these two douchebags. So a woman in Bristol County recently told me that Bukkake and Tully showed up to her ex-boyfriend's house. And are we on Twitter right now too? I think we're on Twitter as well, right? We are streaming on Twitter. Let me check out the Twitter world. How many we got on Twitter right now? We got 1,000 on Twitter. Awesome. And how many on YouTube we got? 1,700 on YouTube. Okay, cool. All right. Anyway, so Bukkake and Tully go down to this woman's ex-boyfriend's house and they're like, we're looking for her. And and the ex-boyfriend doesn't know where she lives or doesn't give her up or whatever. And so she's like, okay, she was all worried about it. She called me. She's all worried. And she's a really nice person. And it's just really fucked up. They're going after her. Now, why are they going after this woman? She sent this text message to Colin, Albert, in July. All right. And Rumble, yeah, shout out to the Rumble rats. Is there 8 watching on Rumble? 118 on Rumble. Excellent. All right. Anyway, this is the text message she sent them. Now, again, definitely not an advocate of people saying like, oh yeah, go and, harass, like, message the people that I talk about. Definitely. I've never once said that, but if people do that on their own, it's a free country because who am I to say that you can't message somebody? Like I call them, right? I message them. Like, why do I have a right to do it and no one else does? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to tell you to do it, but I'm also not going to tell you not to do it. All right. And this is what she sent because it's a free country. You can message whoever you want. If people want to block you, they can block you. That's it. Hi, Crystal. I forgive you. Okay. So this is what she messaged him and said, be a good human and tell the truth. I love this. This message is just like, I wonder what Colin thought when he got this message. He's like, oh, I should be a good human. I'm actually a bad human and I'm going to be good now because this random person just sent me this text message and it says, be a good human and tell the truth. You and your Uncle Brian, Jen McCabe, couldn't be more guilty. 4 exclamation points. She means business. John O'Keefe may not have been your favorite person, but he was a good person. And sadly, you and all your family, along with dirtbag Proctor, and then she hits enter, new text, are trying to project Karen Reed as the killer, but guess what? So many are not fucking stupid. I love this spirit. I love this message. Again, I'm not telling anyone to message anyone or text anything, but this is funny. This girl's got some spunk to her. She's pissed off. She's like, you guys are sucky. And that scumbag Proctor, that dirtbag. And we're not fucking stupid and know all and what you and your scumbag family are up to. Do the right thing and tell the truth. Okay. Now, There's nothing unlawful about that message, as Jay points out. There's nothing unlawful about that message. You're allowed to do that. Again, not telling you to do that, but there's nothing unlawful about that. You're allowed to do what she just did there. But they really, the part of that message that got to them is when she said, tell the truth. They hate that shit. They hate it when you say, tell the truth. Like that is the big pet peeve of theirs. When you go, tell the truth. Because it's like, oh, well, I guess you're suggesting, I mean, how are they going to argue this in court? I've seen it already. I've seen some of the things that these people have told police. Their basic argument is, because how can anybody object to you saying, tell the truth? What, like, you're not obstructing justice if you're telling people to tell the truth, but they'll say, well, they're telling me to tell their version of the truth. There is no their version of the truth. There's lies and then there's the truth. And everyone should tell the truth. I don't know what the fuck is so hard about that. See, our side, we don't lie. We just tell the truth every day. It's really easy. But I guess when you lie all the time and you're being told, tell the truth, you're like, well, he's telling me that because everybody knows I'm a fucking liar. I mean, is that what they're saying? This is wild. So anyway, she's all worried about it because she's just some like regular person. And she sent this message like how many months ago? 8 months ago. And these losers are going into Bristol County, I think, deep into Bristol County to like look for this woman. And it's because she sent a text message. Now, what do they want from her? I told her, I go, she was all worried. I go, they don't want you. They want me. They want me. They want to put me back in the can. They want to put Prison Turtle back where he belongs, in the can, because I'm too much of a threat to them out here. Not a physical threat, just to be very clear. Just not a physical threat, not going to hurt anyone. I actually was reading through part 3 of the Can't Cover Up series, and I had this bomb line at the end. Check this line out. I said, and this is what I said. And this is probably what got me in trouble. I said, P.S. Lots of people ask me if I'm afraid to expose well-connected, dangerous people like this. My answer to that is simple. I'm much more dangerous than they are. I cannot believe they have not used the sentence against me. I shouldn't give them any ideas. And the words I put on this blog are much stronger than their fists will ever be. I represent the biggest threat to their lives moving forward. They should fear me, not vice versa. I just got another charge because I brought that up probably. But I did write that. And it's like, not a physical threat, dummy. Like a threat as in like, like you're going to go to jail or like you're going to lose your job. Right? So anyway, they don't, oh, wrong one. All right. So back to this thing. So 3 days go by and she kind of calms down a bit. And then all of a sudden she messages me and she's like, well, now she's even more worried because they went to her family member's house down, not in Cape Cod. And I'm like, what town? And I guess there was confusion. I thought it was Harwich. It's actually Chatham, which is even less accessible than Harwich. I think the highway, like Chatham's like the only town in the Cape, I think. And maybe Mashpee too, that the Route 6 doesn't go through at all. And so they live way the fuck out there, like at the elbow. And they drove all the way down there to track down a family member of hers. And I don't know if they knew they were coming or if they just followed Turtleboy, but I was so proud when I watched this video. I saw the video. And by the way, I told her, I go, they're coming for you. They don't want you. They want me. They want her to say, oh, he made me do it. Turtleboy coerced me into, I wasn't going to message Colin Albert until I watched the Turtleboy live show. And then he directed me to do it because I'm a brainless cult member and I'm easily manipulated. And poor me, I'm a victim. And now that Bukkake came over here and messaged me, I'm going to work with you guys and I'm going to testify against him and be a grand jury witness. And then I'm going to say that he hit me and we're going to make that up too. And then we're going to make up a fake baby. We're going to do all this shit. Like that's what they think every one of these things is going to happen. It's like, no. Okay. This woman's not doing that. And I told her, I go, if the cops ever come to your house, Bukkake, particularly any cop really, if any cop comes to your house and asks you questions about anything, do not talk to them. I don't know where this idea that like we should talk to cops. No, I have friends that are cops. I will talk to them about social stuff. Do not talk to cops, okay? Without a lawyer. You don't have to talk to them. Nothing good can come out of it unless you're a victim. Unless you're a victim and you want to tell them something so that the bad guys go to jail. But if they're coming to you asking about, you gain nothing from talking to the cops. Nothing. Especially if they're crooked cops, right? So if some shitty cop shows up, like Bukkake, and Tully and the criminals, just tell them, get the fuck off my property, you criminal piece of shit. Don't forget, they're criminals. These are piece of shit criminals. They deserve no good treatment. They deserve nothing but your scorn, anger, and hostility. Get the fuck out of here, you piece of shit. You fake cop, small dick motherfucker. Get the fuck out of here. That's the correct way to speak to Brian Tully if he shows up on your property. And so I guess her parents kind of their family members got the memo. Okay. Because they showed up down there and they taped it. And these shit dicks, these two shit dicks showed up. So this is John Fanning, who also testified against me somehow. And that's Bukkake. Okay. We all know him. And Fanning is an underrated piece of shit in all this. Fanning is, another one of Michael Proctor's bosses. He's a lieutenant, right? He is another ass. He helped cover up the murder of Sandra Birchmore. I don't know if you guys saw the news today. FBI is looking into that too. That is big. That is big. I'm planning on writing about that, but that's big. That the FBI is looking into the Sandra Birchmore case. I'm telling you, they're connected. It's the same people. It's Fanning, it's Lank, it's Kevin Albert. It's the same people. Same people. It happened in Canton. It's a great place. If you're a cop and you want to kill someone, go to Canton. You can kill anyone. You can kill a pregnant woman. You can kill a Boston police officer. You can frame an innocent woman for murder. Just do it in Canton. That's all. Because it's in the heart of Norfolk County. You can just kill people. You do whatever you want there, as long as you're a cop. If you're not a cop, I wouldn't recommend killing anyone. Don't kill anyone if you're not a cop. But if you're a cop and you kind of just want to kill someone, just do it. Take a field trip to Canton. That's it. Take a field trip to Canton. That's it. So anyway, these two assholes show up here. And they start asking, before I watched the video, and they have not given me permission to show the video because they're trying to keep a low profile and they're worried about that, which I respect and I get it. But that's another example of how they're intimidated. She told me, she's like, they're not intimidated. I'm like, yeah, they are. The fact that they don't want to show the video, that's intimidation. The fact that they're scared at all of the repercussions of being, highlighted in this whole thing, that's intimidation. That's fear. They have caused, whether or not they want to admit it, they are, in fact, in fear. They have been intimidated by them. Period. End of story. Because in a free country, you can show whatever fucking video you want. And there's nothing wrong with it. They fear them. Why do they fear them? Because they have all the guns. I got in an argument with somebody about that today. That's not why. Yes, it fucking is why. If police didn't have guns, we wouldn't take them seriously, would they? That's why police have guns. So we will take them seriously. So bad guys, because imagine the cops came to your house, they didn't have any guns. Like, you're coming with us. Put your hands behind your back. I'd be like, fuck off. You don't have a gun. What are you going to do? You got no gun. What are you going to do? Yeah, tickle me? No, thank you. We're going to fight. We're going to fight. No, we're not going to do that. So anyway, these two assholes show up, and I watched the tape, and there's a no trespassing sign. So they ignore that. And they come in Bukkake's stupid car there, the same one that I gave him I said bye-bye to him outside of the courthouse. And he did this thing with the steering wheel. He did this thing. Yeah, he was in that car. And so they show up there. Now, just remind you, this is like an hour and a half away from Norfolk County. Who knows? This is what your tax dollars paid for. These two assholes who should be out there solving murders, doing whatever. They're down here investigating this on your dime, looking for some woman who sent Colin Albert a text message in July. what are we doing here? This is what we're paying for? This is what we're paying for. This is insane. So everyone should be offended that your tax dollars are going to this bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Anyway, so Bukkake shows up down there, and in the video, the guy opens the door, and he just goes. They introduce themselves, and he's like, "I know who you are." He goes, "Get out, get out." That's all he said to him. At the end, he goes, "You're corrupt pieces of shit." It was great. It brought tears to my eyes. It was great to watch. It was awesome. So there he is right there, this Fanning. Oh, get out. And again, they don't care how they look. They don't care that they have not looked into that, who was driving that Ford Edge parked next to a dead cop's body. They don't care. They don't care how it looks. It's just like, I've always wondered this. I'm like, why? How are they just doubling down? Like, it's like because they have no choice. At this point, they're all in. They're all in. There's no backing out of the conspiracy now. They're locked and loaded. They're in. There's no getting out of this. So they have to act like they believe it. They have to act like these people know Karen Reed didn't kill John O'Keefe. They know it. But they have to act like they actually believe that. Because that can be their excuse when this is all said and done. Oh, we really thought she did it. I didn't fucking know she was framed. Somebody planted a taillight? Oh my God, who would ever do that? Goodness gracious. Michael Proctor said, what happened? Oh, wait a minute. He's friends with them? Oh, for goodness sake. I wish somebody had told me. I wish I'm so sorry to Karen Reed. I apologize. I really thought you did it. So they have to double down on this. They have to still go on pretending that they believe this and we'll just keep investigating shit. Oh, we got to get the witness intimidation. And by the way, they're not investigating the Karen Reed case if they're going after some woman who text messaged Colin Albert. They're coming after me. This is about my case, my witness intimidation case. And I would like to point out that one of the quote unquote victims in the witness intimidation is this douchebag right here, Bukkake. Bukkake is a victim in my case, allegedly. So since when do the victims of crimes lead investigations into the, how does that make any sense? What is going on here? But anyway, just if they ever show up, just tell them to fuck off, just like this guy did. Proud turtle moment right there. Okay. Real quick, any turtle chats we got here? All right, let me bang through a couple turtle chats here. We got one from Lisa, sends $10 and says, hold on. Happy Easter to the journalist we can all trust from your favorite librarian. Oh, that must be Lisa from Dedham, the Christmas tree librarian. Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate that. Another Lisa sends $20 and says, my mom, Dot, an 84-year-old turtle rider and sex cult member, shout out, is out of the hospital recovering and can't wait to attend more standouts at court. She loves watching and supporting, quote unquote, Daddy. All right. I love you, Dot. Thank you very much for all the support out there. Next up, Bob sends $25 and says, Police Chief Rafferty struck a pedestrian wearing reflective clothing in a crosswalk in Rentham on February 16th, 2024. The victim was transported to a trauma center and had multiple injuries. Vote these scumbags out on Tuesday. Ooh. Yeah, we need to talk about that. I'm looking into that, I promise. I'm looking into that. So thank you very much for that, Bob. And remember, if you live in Canton, please, on Tuesday, vote for Trish Boyden for selectman, Rita Lombardi, and Jennifer O'Donnell for school committee, and Kathleen Hawley, Howley, for whatever she's running for there. Whatever, I forget the type position, just vote for her. She's really smart. Doesn't matter, just vote for her. She's probably better than the other scumbag. We just need a revolution at the polls. It's going to be a real good indicator on Tuesday at this Canton town election about where, I feel like Tuesday is kind of a referendum on Karen Reed and Turtleboy. I feel like it's kind of a referendum on that. If Rita Lombardi and company win and all these women win on Tuesday, it's sending us in Canton, a real towny town, right? It's sending a message that, the majority of people here want change. The majority of people here believe Karen Reed is innocent and Turtleboy is doing his job. And the people that are running this town should be replaced. That's what they genuinely believe. Okay. So there's that. All right. Next up, another turtle chat here from Jay Stark sends $5 and says the McAlberts are learning that a butt dial and a booty call have two different meanings. It's true. It's a butt dial and a booty call. I like that. I like that. Colin sends $5 and says me and Danny O'Shea were in the house. Danny O'Shea was in there too. Who's that? Sounds interesting. Thank you. Renee Rose sends $15 and says, please send a shout out to my beautiful teenage daughter, Savannah Rose, who's having a really tough time right now. Aw, Savannah, you are a beautiful star. Please continue to shine, Savannah. Keep that head up, girlfriend. You got this. You got this. Okay. Any turtle chats here? Hold on. I don't want to miss any. I mean, cash apps. I don't think so. Okay. All right, cool. If anyone else wants to donate, you click at the link at the top for turtle chat, or you can cash at me at $ Uncle Turtleboy. Write a message. I'll read it out loud to the class when you do. Okay. All right. So back to the issue at hand here. Let's talk about this thing. Okay. So my lawyer is usually Tim Bradl, usually a very even-keeled guy, gets along with everyone. Like, to be a lawyer, one thing I've noticed in this state, it's like you just have to be personable. Like, you gotta have a personality. That's what sold me on Bradl, was he's really easy to talk to, laid back, right? And you got to be able to just, smooth over judges, work well with people. Like, that matters. Like, as much as it should matter, like, that does in fact matter. So Bradl is pretty good at that. He's got a good relationship. He's been doing this for over 30 years with a lot of people. It doesn't get in a lot of fights, doesn't get in a lot of arguments, doesn't have a lot of drama. But he's never represented me before, and he's never dealt with somebody like Ken Mello, okay? And Ken Mello is the biggest piece of shit who has ever existed. Like, the biggest loser. They couldn't. I'm not the least bit worried about this, not only because I'm innocent and have done nothing wrong and all my speech is protected, but also because we're going against this guy, this fucking guy. This guy's going to send me to jail. Come on. Stop it. Stop it. This guy is the most functionally retarded lawyer I've ever seen in my life. Okay. And he's not only is he incompetent, he's lazy, corrupt, just evil, etc. So I have a right to all grand jury testimony, because we have a right to know, what am I being charged with? Like, what did these douchebags say in front of a grand jury to get me indicted? And the grand jury started on November 28th, as turns out. I had a court date in Stoughton, and on that date, they were doing a grand jury. And then they had another grand jury date on December 14th, and another one, I believe, on December 20th. And how a grand jury works, it's like, I think like 25 jurors in there, and prosecutors bring their cases to them, and you just have to have probable cause. And I think a majority of them just have to find probable cause, and then you're indicted, you're charged, okay, in big boy court. So really, it's pretty easy to indict anyone for anything. Now, I have found out that they actually tried to indict me on some other shit, and it failed. There were more shit they tried to indict me on. Like, I don't know if I could say I think I could say who testified in front of the grand jury. I don't know. But one guy in particular they brought in and tried to get me on a felony charge, and it failed. It didn't work. And we can get to that later, because I was not charged with it. Anyway, so the ones that we did get, so Mello has to give us these things. He sent us one document. Okay. There was 4 documents of grand jury testimony. He gave us one, of course. And we've been up his ass looking for the others. And the ones that he had, Brian Tully was interviewed. He's like kind of like the MC of the grand jury, like Mello calls Tully up. Tully explains everything about, like, if Brian Albert's coming up. So Tully comes up and he explains who Brian Albert is, and he explains what I did to Brian Albert. And then Brian Albert comes up and Brian Albert says what I did to Brian Albert. Okay. That's how it works. So Tully speaks every time at the grand jury. Then we got Chris Albert's testimony, and oh my God, I can't even talk about it. Oh my God. Chris Albert's testimony is hilarious. Hilarious. But I can't say what he said, but it's hilarious. And I can't wait for it all to come out in court, because it's all coming out in court. But it's hilarious. Elizabeth Proctor, maddening. Michael Proctor. I've never heard Michael Proctor speak before. That motherfucker, I'll tell you right now, is nervous. Michael Proctor is a nervous wreck. I can tell just from the way he talks. This guy's nervous. He knows he's in trouble. He knows he's in trouble. And Yuri Bukhenik. I was indicted for all those douchebags. I got all them. Oh, Bukkake is such a douchebag. He is such a cocksucker. Anyway, the ones that we didn't get were Colin Albert, Brian Albert, Jennifer McCabe, Matt McCabe, John Fanning, and Juliana Nagel also testified in front of the grand jury, because I'm also charged with, intimidating her, right? Even though I didn't intimidate anyone. So I have so finally we're sick of not getting this shit back from. So Spicy Bradl comes out and writes this email to Mello. Okay. Attorney Mello, it's come to my attention that the Karen Reed defense team is in possession of grand jury minutes from our matters that you have still yet to provide me as counsel on this case. So we found out he talks to Yannetti, and Yannetti tells him, oh yeah, we got the grand jury minutes from your grand jury. Like we have Jennifer McCabe, we have Brian Albert, all this stuff. And we're like, we've been asking for that for months. And this motherfucker gave it to them. Now keep in mind, right? Like my case is related. Like things that you say in my grand jury could help. What's her name? Karen Reed. But I can't talk about what they said. But they're a bunch of liars. Let's just put it that way. All these people do is lie. So it goes on to say the following. We've been asking for this crucial discovery documents for months. You have only provided piecemeal discovery. It's unprecedented and frankly astonishing. Ooh, spicy. That as an officer of the court, you would serve these on others and continue to withhold the full set of grand jury minutes from the very target of the indictments. He thinks he just doesn't have to do it. All the more so when we recall that in extracting my mid-February assent to your request to continue the pretrial, you agreed that you would get me the discovery as soon as possible. You make promises and discard them like yesterday's trash. Damn. He's pissed off. I've never seen him like this before. He's very calm usually. Finally, you've ignored several emails to this effect. You've also ignored my recently filed motion to compel discovery. Your co-counsel on the matters, Mr. Novak, can fill you in to the extent that you have other issues. It takes about 3 minutes to send an email and attach the relevant documents. Why this has not occurred is a mystery. Actually, that is giving you too much of the benefit of the doubt. We both know exactly why you are withholding these particular items. I find it extremely inappropriate that you're in possession of this discovery and have provided it to another defense team while intentionally neglecting to provide it to the individual that you've gone out of your way to prosecute on these unprecedented charges that make a mockery of the First Amendment. Give it to him. Give it to him. Hallelujah. You've also failed to provide the contents of my client's cell phones, which you are also refusing to provide on specious grounds. Regardless of your position on giving his actual phones back, there's no question that you owe us the contents of those items as mandatory discovery. I am asking you to provide these items today, or I will take further action next week. It would be appreciated if we conduct the balance of this prosecution in a normal professional manner. We've also filed sanctions against, or Tim has filed sanctions against Ken Mello, and we want cash payments in the form of, we want reparations in the form of cash payments to Tim, Courtney Healy, and Jennifer Altman, all of whom were doxxed, like straight up doxxed in an official court document by Mello. He put all their phone numbers out there, which immediately led to dozens of threats that these women received because this asshole didn't redact their phone numbers. And so we're demanding cash payments to go to the charity of our choice. Okay. That charity is the Turtleboy Legal Defense Fund. If we win, we're going to make Ken Mello pay my legal defense fund. That's what we're going to do. That's going to happen. He will pay my legal defense fund. I will make him do that. Okay. So anyway, back to this. So we are going up. We've almost forgotten, right, about all the charges against me. Like we've almost forgotten about it because Christmas Eve, right, this new person comes along who none of you had ever heard of before. Like that was the big thing. When you guys heard there was a bolo out for me, right? Or whatever on Christmas Eve, Christmas, and you heard like assault and battery in Medfield with a girlfriend, like you guys must have been like, what the fuck? Were you guys confused about that? People like, what the fuck is in Medfield? Like this has to be, a lot of people thought it was a mistake. It's like, what the fuck is, because obviously I'm not bragging to the world about, Gumaz. Like I'm not going to do that. But like people were like, so, and I'm like, oh, when I heard it was Medfield, I'm like, this fucking crazy bitch made up a lot. Oh my God. Holy shit. Yeah. Some of them knew. I mean, Laurens of the world knew, but a lot of people were confused by that. I can imagine the confusion, the people who knew me and knew, like, I had been worried about this woman for quite some time. Someday I'll tell the whole story. I'm going to write an article about it. I'm just trying to take a little break from it. Okay. Let it die down. But someday I'll tell the whole story. And for weeks, anybody who knew me, like I was confiding in people about like the pregnancy thing. And I'm like, there's no way I'm like, is this real? And they were unanimous. Every woman I talked to was like, it's not real. It can't be real. And I'm like, who would make up a pregnancy? That's fucking crazy. And then it was like, after a while, I remember sending text messages on like December 9th, where I was like, I'm scared. This person's threatening to come to my house. She threatened to come to my house on December 9th with the 4 kids. And she said she was going to, quote unquote, drop that fetal alcohol baby off and go and party the night away. That's what she said. And I'm like, okay, this is getting scary. I'm like, but I'll tell the whole story another time. But anyway, I was scared. And so the people who knew like weren't that surprised. Like this crazy person did this thing. But if you didn't know, you were probably like, what the fuck is going on here? So I can understand. And I was worried because I'm like, that doesn't look good. Domestic violence doesn't look good. I'm like, because it's he said, she said. You don't know who she is. You didn't know her history at the time. Now you all know. Now you know the truth. When she showed up with the McAlberts on the 26th, I think we got the picture there. Or when she lied her face off at the restraining order here on January 8th, I think you guys got the picture there, right? So that whole thing has been a huge distraction from the actual thing that matters in this case. And it's just like, this is a much more important thing we're dealing with here than some person who clearly craves attention and just can't get over it. Okay. So we're finally back. We're finally back talking about the case again. And I've read all the grand jury docs now. I read and they all lie. All of them lie. Okay. So what I'm doing now is we're going to go back right now and we're going to review what the fuck happened to make me a guy facing 19 felonies. Because I don't feel like a felon. I always said, I don't feel like when I was in jail, I don't feel like a jail guy. I'm not a jail guy. I'm not a jail guy. Like there's jail guys, the people that were in jail and like jail wasn't that big a deal. Those were jail guys. I'm not a jail guy. I'm a guy that like ends up in jail. It's like, what the fuck? I'm in jail. I'm not a jail guy. I never imagined myself going to jail, But most people in jail, I say most people in jail were like, this was part of the plan, not a big deal. Not a big deal. Definitely would rather be out of jail, but like kind of having a good time in jail. Some of these guys, not me. I'm not a jail guy. So anyway, but yet I'm facing all these charges, and on paper, people haven't talked to in a while that haven't been following the case. They're like, man, what's going on there? These are serious charges. It sounds serious. Like on paper, it sounds serious, but if you're actually following this, you know how ridiculous it is. You know how utterly absurd all of this is. So I would say like half the charges against me come from July 22nd, 2023. And that would be the rolling rally. Okay. So we had I would estimate about 300 people at the rolling rally. And it was a great day. It was a beautiful day in July. And we met at this Shaw's in Norwood. And I'm like, okay, we're doing this caravan. It's kind of get it. And we announced we were coming too. And we're going to go to Brian Albert's home in Norwood and protest outside peacefully. And then we're going to go to the Proctors. And then we're going to go to the McCabe'sin. And then we're going to go to, I think after that, we went to Julian Nagel's house. And then I think after that, where else we went to 34 Fairview Road. I think that's it. If we wanted to go to Sarah Levinson's house, I would have picked up another charge if I did that in hindsight. We wanted to go to Kenny Berkowitz's house, would have been another charge. And it was awesome. It was a beautiful day. But when Tully came to my house and tells me what I'm charged with, and I'm like, the rolling rally? Bro, there was 300 of us there. I'm the only one being charged. Not that anyone should be charged, but like, so the whole thing was against the law. Remember stupid Helena Rafferty's stupid speech there, where she was like, at the Board of Selectmen meeting, she said, yeah, we ended at CPD. That's right. Yeah. And there was like, we'll get to the lemonade stand. So yeah, like, first of all, they let it happen, but Helena Rafferty got up at a select board meeting and I think August 8th and was like, this might be a violation of section 268, chapter 13B or whatever. And that was the first, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here. If it was illegal, why'd the Canton Police Department let it happen? Why didn't we see a single cop all day? But little did I know they were actually going to go through with making this a criminal event. So we're going to play now what I did at each place. Okay. And you guys tell me where the crime is. Okay. Let's watch some of this.
Got the itinerary. Oh, there's a parking lot over there. Thing on. Yeah. All right. We'll wait for people to catch. Hey, what's happening?
Peaceful, everybody's.
What do we got over here? Okay. Yeah. So they're hiding. I guess this is where they fled to. This is for John O'Keefe's car. Hello, everyone. How you guys doing? I'm giving everyone. It's going to be interesting. It's like a funeral session. Look at all these cars. On the night,
here we go.
Police sergeant
so
who lived in Canton, comes from a very well-connected family. On the day of January 28th, 2022, Brian Albert went to New York City.
By the way, Paul, we're going to get you up
with
here.
his friend Brian Higgins, ironically, to go to a funeral for a New York police officer. They doing some drinking. They came back that night, and then they went out. They went to a bar called the Waterfall Bar, where they met up with another Boston police officer. What's happening? Named John O'Keefe. John O'Keefe was dropped off at their house afterwards, after being invited there by a woman named Karen Reed, his girlfriend. She told him, text me when you get inside, but he never did. She waited about 10 minutes.
All I'm doing is telling what happened.
Left, but things were not fine. While she was literally waiting outside their house on Fairview Road, he was beaten to death. He was being beaten to death inside, or nearly to death, beaten unconscious. And then instead of calling 911, they plotted immediately within minutes to throw him out like he was trash. Around our estimates, around 3:30 to 4 o'clock, they decided to move his body outside. What's happening? After already putting his cell phone outside, at around 12:30. They threw his body right on top of it so that he
where
would
was the
die
illegal part?
from
Okay.
exposure, and he did. He finally was pronounced dead slightly before 8 a.m., and the cover-up began. They got away with it for
They did.
quite some time.
Yep.
He lived in Canton like nothing had happened. Hey!
Where's the threatening part?
But things began to get not so comfortable for Brian Albert in October when he was officially listed in court documents as a suspect, as a likely suspect, in an affidavit written by, I believe it was Alan Jackson, Cameron's new attorney.
Where's the illegal part? Where's the intimidation?
After that, he decided it was time to get the hell out of Canton. They did their floor for the second time.
Keep in mind, like Brian Albert's like Mr. Hardo tough guy. I'm in Boston. I'm in Boston's finest. I box and shit. Look at me. I box people. Yeah, I'm a big tough guy. You know, I'm out here, Sergeant Albert. I'm in the gang unit. I'm out here and, you know, I do CrossFit and, you know, I beat up Eddie Hernandez. And I fuck his wife. I fuck your wife, then I beat you up. I'm Brian fucking Albert, okay? I caught the Craigslist killer. That's what I do. That's what I do. He's Mr. Tough Guy. Look who's outside of his house. It's me, and look at these nice ladies behind me. Who are they going to hurt? Brian Albert had to say that this scared him. Like he had to say that. In order for me to be charged with a crime, he had to say that he was scared of this. What a liar. I was going to say a pussy, but he's not a pussy. He's a liar. That's what he is. What a liar. The idea that this guy is scared of this nonsense. Anybody would be scared or intimidated this. By the way, he wasn't home. He wasn't home either.
In 4 years, they got rid of their floor, probably because it was covered in John's DNA and blood. And then they got rid of their family dog. We still don't know where Chloe is today, if she's dead, if she's alive. All we know is that she bit John's arm, quite obviously, and John is now deceased. So
all of this is
after
true.
that, he decided I need to leave Canton. Unfortunately for him, his $950,000 house didn't sell as fast as he wanted to, so he took a $50,000 discount off, and he ended up moving to this place you can see right behind me, in close to the center of Norwood. I don't know why anyone would want to downgrade like that with their family too. Brian Albert Jr. lives here. It's believed that Caitlin Albert lives here, so they thought they could hide. They thought they could come to Norwood and hide, but we found them. So just understand.
Is that the threatening part where I go, we thought they could hide? Where's the threat there? Where's the threat? There's no threat to your physical safety there. And by the way, for witness intimidation, you have to be trying to affect the outcome of a trial. You have to be trying to get them to change their testimony. Where did I ever even address Brian Albert there or say, like, Brian Albert, you need to change your testimony because I don't like that you're saying that Karen Reed did it. I don't like that, Brian. You should say what I want you to say, which is a lie. Because I'm being paid by Karen Reed's PR team. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Right. I mean, where's the witness intimidation? Like that right there, that's a felony. What you just witnessed, that you might seem like peaceful protesting. It's actually a felony. 10 years in jail you can get for that. That's what they want you to believe. Anybody who's okay with that is a piece of shit. Okay. So then we go to the Proctor's household. That's it. So I drive, we go to the Proctor's, we get out, this kid's having lemonade. Okay. And this is what happens.
All right. There he is. All right. Vicious Turtle Riders are helping him out. First of all, rally. That is ingenious. State Trooper Michael Proctor. It appears as if does he still? Oh, you notice he's got a turtle crossing thing there. I keep put that up. Some people thought that a turtle rider put that up, and we're now told that he put that up, and that's kind of speaks to how arrogant he is. That he's almost like mocking us. They do have a private.
So, by the way, we all know that the Proctors regularly speak to their official spokesperson, Plevin. And Plevin has stated before many times that we, quote unquote, parked on their lawn and spit on their driveway. This is part of what got me indicted, is somebody lied and said that. The video speaks for itself. Nobody's parking on their lawn. Nobody's spitting on the driveway. And by the way, neither of those things is a felony. Okay? But they never happened. It never freaking happened. And thank you, Alex. Not a single cop shows up. You know what I'm going to put in for? I want the call log. I want the police call logs from that day. I want to know if anyone even called the cops, because apparently some major felony spree happened in Canton. And I would like to hear the calls, the 911 calls for this in the middle of the day. So, by the way, they were not home either. And they had cameras set up all around the street.
Property sign now, which is smart because I've knocked on his door a couple weeks ago and he's a state trooper. So he knows that if he puts that up, then we cannot step on his property, which is fine. It also appears as if they've taken down the thin blue line flag, which is good because Michael Proctor doesn't care about murdered police officers who sacrificed their lives, and because he covered one up. Now he pretends to, because he arrested and charged a woman that not only is factually innocent, but that he knows is factually innocent. And I don't understand how any person can put someone in a box for the rest of their life knowing that person did nothing wrong.
It's not
like
good.
The amount of ways that the man who lives inside this house with his lovely family, well, except for his wife, but for the rest of half of his family's lovely.
The kids.
The man who lives in this house knows that Karen Reed did not.
Who, by the way, I just want to address this too, because apparently Plevin said the same thing. And if Plevin's saying it, we can assume that it came from Elizabeth Proctor, who probably told police the same thing. Plevin claims that I threatened to kidnap her kids. This is a legit thing. They're saying that I threatened to kidnap the Proctor kids and they're going with the Genetti thing. I didn't threaten to kidnap anybody's kids. I don't need your kids. I said I would be a male role model if they needed one when Michael goes to prison. Maybe teach him how to throw a spiral or a curveball or something. But that's not saying you're going to kidnap him. That's just being a nice guy. It's not the same thing. So let's be very clear about that. Okay.
Kill John O'Keefe. And he knows that he wants to protect all sorts of Canton people who were there that night, which is why he did the unprecedented move of spelling wrong the names of at least 5 people who were in the house that night.
Ooh.
If there was one spelling mistake, maybe that could be something. But ask any police officer who's ever filled out a report. They got to get spelling right. Spelling, date of birth. Those are 2 things that they always get right on everything. He spelled the names wrong of Sarah Levinson, who we did not even know was inside the house until 9 months after the fact.
True.
Julie Nagel.
Yeah, that's an easy
Caitlin
one.
Albert, who literally lived there. He got that one wrong. That was a tough one.
Yeah.
He also got wrong Emily Fabiano.
What?
And, Catherine Duty. He got her first and last name wrong. So she got the 2-for-1 special. And if you're unfamiliar with Canton, the Duty name, unfortunately, is a big name around here. It's an unfortunate name. But the Duties, Charles Duty was the
you guys are
fire
witnessing
chief
a
at the
felony.
time,
Look at this felony.
and is now the town administrator. And they're obviously hiding things. He played dumb with me when I confronted him and I asked if his daughter was there. Oh, that's what they told me. Really? You didn't ask your daughter about that time she was at a murder scene? Okay, sure thing, Charles. But Michael Proctor planted taillight evidence. There's no real evidence in this trial. The only things they got on her is, I hit him, which the only people saying they heard that are all friends of Jen McCabe or Jen McCabe herself.
Cunts.
And the taillight evidence, which somehow the Canton Police Department missed. Somehow they missed it when there was only an inch of snow on the ground. And they brought their leaf blower out and their solo cups, and they missed the taillight everywhere and the shoe.
Am I missing the part where I'm saying things like, Michael Proctor, you better change your testimony. You better say what I want you to say, or else you're in big trouble. Or my mob of angry townsfolk here is going to, oh my God, the way they make you people out to be. It was the same in frickin' Lindsay Gattani's stupid report about the vandalism of her car. She said in the report that like there was a mob of protesters coming at me, so I had to get the fuck out of there. And that's why I forgot to mention that. Oh yeah, he just yelled at me because there's a mob of protesters. They make us out to be like we are like the most dangerous, bloodthirsty, violent people ever. Can anybody show me the time during our gatherings here where anything bad has happened? Any violence, any threats, any vandalism, anything? We've been the victim of it several times. We've never actually done anything. And so we're literally just standing outside this freaking house. I'm not threatening him. I'm not telling him how to testify. I'm not putting him in emotional fear or injury.
The guy is missing a shoe, and they don't think to ask, gee, I wonder where his other shoe is. Maybe it's in that house where the body is laying, and they didn't go inside. They didn't do any of that. How Michael Proctor became the detective on this case is still unknown, but we know that Michael Proctor is good friends, very good friends, his family, with the Chris Albert family particularly.
Not good.
And if you're friends with Chris Albert and you're going to weddings with Jill Daniels and Colin Albert
You're gonna get
and all these people, if you've known Colin Albert since you were a child, of course, well, not of course, I still wouldn't do it, but it's understandable that he would want to protect Colin because he's got his whole life in front of him. And maybe he thought it was a mistake. There was an accident that Colin did this. I don't know. So he figured I'll just cover up for him. But the problem covering up for murders is not only does John O'Keefe not get justice, but somebody has to go to jail for it. And he had no problem framing an innocent woman, a woman he knew to be innocent, which is why he went to Dighton at 2:30 in the afternoon, because we know from the call logs that he called the Dighton Police Department and asked them to bring a tow, to have her car towed. He said he wasn't even there yet. He says he didn't get there until 4:30, except we have Ring camera footage, which they now claim didn't reset because of daylight savings 3 months after daylight savings.
They changed that. Remember, now it's a Scrivener's error.
And the taillight and the alarm.com footage shows that Cameron Reed's car was towed at 4:12 p.m. 4:12 p.m., which left conflicted Detective Trooper Michael Proctor with 1 hour and 18 minutes
never answer yet,
unobstructed with the car. He could do whatever he wanted with it. Instead of bringing it to a state police barracks, which would be the normal thing to do since the state police were in charge of the investigation, he brought it back to Canton Police Department so they could be closer to the scene of the crime, so we could pull a little Shawshank Redemption and do a little sprinkle of the taillight right where the body was found, and somehow made a fool of the Canton Police Department, who somehow missed all that, and they're okay with that. They're not upset that, oh yeah, this guy's calling you stupid and incompetent, but I guess you'll have to take that one on the chin because you wouldn't want to upset Michael Proctor, would you? So this is Michael Proctor's house. He's a disgrace to police officers everywhere. He covers up for murderers, and he tries to send people who he knows to be innocent to jail. We need to get rid of cops like him and have more good cops like John O'Keefe. All right, so next we're going to Jen McCabe.
Oh, where is the crime there? Anybody want to tell me where the crime is? Like he's covers up murders. That's literally what he does. So they're trying to criminalize speech. This is what they're really against. They don't like the fact that I'm saying this stuff. So obviously I didn't see any crime there. And then we go to Jen McCabe's house and we will read hers. All right. And before we do that, let me read a couple turtle chats here. All right. We got one from Equine real quick. We got one from Equine. Equine says, a donation for Jen McCabe and Jackie Dougal to get their teeth floated. Horse lovers will know what this means. Also, will Cuck Dougal's role ever truly be exposed? I don't know. But thank you, Equine. Mike sends $5, says, the message has already been sent, brother. The fact that they were empowered to challenge them is a testament to you, my friend. Well, thank you very much, Mike. Mr. Meathook sends $10 and says, but Connecticut is the nutmeg state. Yeah, so they got that going for them, the nutmeg state, whatever that means. Thank you very much, Mr. Meathook. $5 from PJ. No comment. Says, thank you, PJ. Lisa sends $20 and says, it's a Dono's Lisa night. It was nice to see you at the St. Patty's Day parade in Worcester. Have a happy Easter. It was nice seeing you too. Lisa, appreciate that. Kim C sends $15 and says, I love the tank. So glad you're doing better, Turtle Boy. Keep up the great work. Hashtag prison turtle for life. Thank you for, hopefully not life. I hope not. I don't get life. Thank you very much, Kim. Bob sends $10, says the Rafferty story is like the Hunter Biden story in 2020. Keep it quiet until the Canton election is over. Election interference at its best. Vote Jennifer, Kathleen, and Rita and Trish to save Canton. Thank you very much, Bob. Fierceness sends $50 and says, I won by 12 lengths. Here is a little for my favorite journalist and Turtle. Thank you, Fierceness. Appreciate that very much. Ashley sends $20, says, Happy Easter, Dr. Turtleboy. Please don't accept this as a dono tonight, but rather a little extra love for your kiddos tomorrow. Maybe the Easter Bunny can slip it into their baskets. Yeah, maybe she can do that. Thank you very much. I appreciate that graciously. Any cash apps here? We got one from Kate sends $20 and says, any luck who was driving that Ford Edge? No, I've been asking that for a while now. We still don't know. Still not sure who's driving that Ford Edge. Thank you, Kate Maselli. We also have here from Pamela sends $10, says, keep kicking ass and exposing names. Pat and Pam. Thank you, Pat and Pam. Jan sends $10, says, are you still eating your veggies and running? I am. I'm trying to keep up the workout regimen. It's definitely not the same. I don't have the time for it, which is probably a good thing. In prison, I had nothing but time. So it's nice to be busy with shit, but I haven't as much time. And I'm getting to spend a lot of time with my kids. It's been really awesome. Like, because you really missed that. Like, that's obviously the part you missed the most. So thank you, Jan. Lindsay sends $5.50 and says, those arms, though. Oh, thank you. Happy Easter, Unc and fam. Thank you, Lindsay. And Elbro sends $5 and says, where are the prison tattoos? It came off. I had prison tattoos when I first came out the can, but they're gone now. They're gone now. Thank you, Elbro. Richard sends $10 and says, Richie and KV are rocking with you all the way. Thank you very much. If anyone else wants to donate, you can click at the link at the top for Turtle Chat, and you can do that. Okay. Or write whatever message you want, and you can cash at me at $ Uncle Turtleboy. Okay. Real quick. So I have an announcement here. Before we wait, what did I do? There we go. Okay. On what is it? On Monday at 3:00, there's another protest outside of District Attorney Michael Morrissey's office in Canton on Shawmut Road. It's led by a guy by the name of Paul Cristoforo, who's a great guy who's kind of spearheaded and taken the torch here, if you will, at a lot of these rallies. He was on TV the other day. Let me bring this up. We'll interview here. Okay, hold on. All right, what happened?
A familiar spectacle outside of
Free Karen Reed! Free Karen Reed!
This has become a familiar spectacle outside of Norfolk Superior Court in Dedham.
That's on McCabe.
Groups of Karen Reed supporters chanting, holding signs, and wearing T-shirts during hearings. But a new motion filed by state prosecutors calls for new restrictions at trial, wanting demonstrators back 500 feet away from the courthouse and making it so people cannot wear.
I mean, look at this. Look at this radius. This is all the way like to downtown Canton. I mean, this is like 5 streets deep. Dude, all the way into the Registry of Deeds parking lot. Like, that's wild. 500 feet. Unconstitutional. And by the way, we are challenging this. So we have hired the Roccos today raised like $6,000 in like 2 hours. It was amazing. So attorney Mark Randazza, who's a big First Amendment guy, has represented me on stuff before, obviously doesn't work for free. He agreed to do this if we could raise $6,000. And we did it that fast. Now, it's interesting because Karen's attorneys aren't going to fight this stupid thing because doesn't affect them. Obviously, they like the protesters, but they're getting ready for trial. They don't have time to file motions so that we have the right to protest. What also is unconstitutional about this is that fact that you can't wear shirts that say Free Karen Reed or any message. You can't be like Justice for John O'Keefe. You can't have any of that shit. So that's unconstitutional because it's a free country. You can wear a goddamn shirt if you want to outside. Well, what if a juror sees it? Well, bring him in the back door. I don't think that any juror is going to be like, well, you know what? I was going to send that bitch to the can. And then I saw the free Karen Reed shirt outside. And now I'm going to free that bitch. Not going to happen. It's blatantly unconstitutional and ripe for a challenge. But Karen's attorneys aren't going to do that. So we have to. So Mark has agreed to represent whoever wants to be a plaintiff in this. We'll figure out how that's going to work. And we raised the $6,000. And so how it's going to work is this. He's going to write a motion. He's going to file it with this court. And he's going to ask to be heard. Now, Auntie Bev can tell him to go fuck herself if she wants and say, you're not going to be heard. We're not listening to you. She can do that. And that's a risk and then the money's gone. That's it. Or she hears it. And we told people this, like, here's the deal. This might not happen. We're going to file a motion that will happen. But whether or not we get to be heard is a different story. Hopefully we get to be heard on Thursday. That is the plan. And we're going to work out who the plaintiffs will be. It's going to be great. It's just, you have to fight this. You got to take a chance. You can't just take this lying down. You got to fight this shit, period. So, So Paul is back to this thing. Let's talk about this.
Any attire that suggests a favorable or unfavorable opinion of either party.
My first reaction was literally, what?
Paul Cristoforo helps organize these demonstrations.
Commonwealth is calling it a buffer zone, but they might as well call it a restraining order against the citizens of Massachusetts.
Oh, I like that one.
Because that's exactly what it is.
He believes it's against his First Amendment rights and is an abuse of power.
In the motion, it talks about animals with sweaters on. If the Commonwealth is so strong with their evidence against Karen Reed, why does it matter that a dog's wearing a sweater?
The state arguing the move is to protect jurors from harassment and bias during the trial.
Never seen anything like this. And it kind of goes against everything that the First Amendment stands for.
Criminal defense attorney Benjamin Herbalist tells NBC 10 Boston he's seen regulations inside of a courtroom, but nothing like this outside, particularly when it comes to attire.
If you're getting a coffee or you're walking down the street, not actually doing anything other than wearing a pin, this motion kind of suggests that you're committing a crime.
Yeah.
The judge now left to decide. Is this legal?
So we'll see how this turns out, because I think it is ripe for a challenge.
It's ripe for a challenge. So there we go. Okay. So this is great, man. This is great. Hold on. I'm going to have Paul come on if he's up on the end of the show, just to remind people to come on down tomorrow at 3:00. Okay. As soon as I get through the rest of these videos, but I just didn't want to forget that because it's really important stuff. All right. So we're going to get back to that. Okay. Let's get back to this rolling rally thing. All right. So here's the McCabe house. This is what happens here.
Phone in a gun on the line, so they're very clear about that. We got a whole procession behind us, and I guess we'll stand. See, she's got a no trespassing sign, two of them on the line, so they're very clear about that. We know that they are at a Gunkwit Beach right now. Oh, look, they got a ring camera. Hey guys. Hey Jen. What's going on? We're here. I know you're getting alerts on your phone in a Gunkwit, Maine. We got people up there too. So no justice, no peace. Hopefully you're not fearing still. And please try to lay off the sauce when you sexually harass me, Jen. With
oh yeah, remember when she sent me naked pictures of John Como
when you did that? So
odd.
All right, so people are starting to stream on in here. Oh, here they come. We got a crew coming up here. Okay, so let people roll in. Some people just walk. We just got a picture. We got a picture of Michael Proctor in 2017 at his sister's house with his niece in the. Now we know that nobody ever said the girl in the front was McCabe's kid, but the girls in the back are.
Yeah, so we talk about the pictures.
I think they just wandered into the background and photobombed Michael Proctor at a family event. It obviously involves some sort of pool because they're in towels. And so Jen McCabe, here we are at the home of Jen and Matthew McCabe, and all of their 4 daughters, who I do feel bad for. You know, when I first heard this story and I read about it, I'm like, and I found out that Jim McCabe had kids, I'm like, you know, that's kind of sad. Like, the mother's obviously going to go to jail for this. And it's sad whenever kids are separated from their parents like that. But the more I've learned about Jen McCabe, she doesn't really give a shit about her kids very much.
No.
And honestly, her kids need to see mom in jail because the cycle will repeat itself. If they think that they can just live life like this and cover up murders and be involved in stuff like this, then what kind of values are they learning? So, if you're unfamiliar with the case, I mean, look at all these fucking... Here we go. Okay. You ever go to a keg party in high school, like in a suburban area, and like way too many people come up, and you see this, you're like, oh man, cops are coming. Cops are going to be here real soon over something like this. Like, they're breaking this one up. There's no way. This is too good to be true. That's like what we got here. It's like a road where nobody lives, and it's just packed. Like somebody's calling the cops. So anyway, we got rush hour traffic here on a dead end road in Canton. And so Jennifer McCabe pretended to be Karen Reed and John O'Keefe's friend.
Yeah. Like,
her daughter was friends with John O'Keefe's niece. Sorry. Hi, John McCabe's neighbor. You're free Karen Reed. Are you team Karen Reed? Team Karen Reed. All right. So, anyway, so Jen McCabe pretended to be friends with John because their kids were friends together and whatever. And then she invited him over, possibly premeditated, knowing what John was going to find in that house. And she invited him over to 34 Fairview Road for an after party and was pretty insistent that they come there. John, within seconds of getting inside the house, was confronted by an 18-year-old meathead, a psychopath, who obviously had issues with them when they were formerly neighbors because he would throw beer cans on his lawn and whatnot. And he was immediately beaten in the basement. We know that because his phone pinged inside the house. Something went terribly wrong by 12:29, within minutes. Jennifer McCabe was not even thinking about calling 911. Her first instinct was to cover this up. She called his phone and answered it, knowing that he was unconscious, to make it look like he was still alive. She then texted and called him 6 times between 12:40 and 12:50 a.m. to make it seem like, are you coming, John? I'm really worried about you. But she knew exactly where John was. John was bleeding out in the basement. His life could have been saved. She made a conscious choice not to save it. She made a conscious choice not to save his life when she could have. And then she left, gave 2 people a ride home, including one person who lives close to John, so she could go by his house and see if Karen Reed was still awake. And then she got home, and instead of going to bed after a night full of drinking, she decided to Google how long to die in cold, which is a really freaking weird thing to Google at 2:27 if you're not worried about somebody dying in the cold, and if you believe, as you told police, that you thought that John went home. So why would you have to worry? Like, why would that cross your mind at 2:27 a.m.? She then stayed up all night, despite being drunk all day. She was up at 4:53 a.m. when Karen Reed finally called her. And literally, she was watching the minutes tick by. Every minute that went by, she felt more and more confident that she was going to get away with it, because it was more and more likely that John would die and not wake up and tell the world what they did to him.
Where am I telling her to change her testimony?
Then
I'm just
filled Karen Reed's mind with poison and lies on the way over, pretending to be her friend, and then told Michael Proctor a bunch of lies. When she spoke with police at Brian Albert's house, she told them something, but apparently it wasn't enough, because she had to call back her good friend Michael Lake at 9 o'clock because she remembered something. She remembered, suddenly recalled that Karen Reed said a whole bunch of incriminating stuff in the car. She just remembered it at 9 a.m. He comes back, takes a statement. They hang out there for a couple more hours and then decide to get in the cars during the middle of a blizzard. They come over here for the friends and family meeting with Mike right here at 12. Right here. Just want all of Jen McCabe's neighbors to know, in case they don't already know, the people that live right here at 12.
Cop
Cop
killers.
killers. These are cop killers, folks. These are cop killers that live
Like
here.
nobody is on their
They
line.
could have saved John O'Keefe's life. They didn't have to. So your neighbors are cop killers. They're going to try to live life like nothing has happened, but we're not going to let them do that because you don't get to kill police officers.
So that's the part they're going to use against me. They're going to continue to live life like nothing happened, but we're not going to let them do that. Yeah, we're going to remind these people that they killed a cop. They did. They killed a man. They killed John O'Keefe. We're allowed to remind people of that. Yeah, you can go and live your life and act like nothing happened, but you did do that. And we have the right to point that out to you. There's nothing illegal about that. They're trying to make this into a crime. There's no swear. I know. I wasn't even swearing. I didn't even call anyone a cunt. Yeah, Gretchen Voss was there. Like, why isn't Gretchen Voss charged with a crime? I mean, she was there, right? She was part of the mob. This is the mob that Jennifer McCabe was so scared of. She's afraid they're going to throw a brick through a window. She's so scared. And Gretchen was part of that mob. So why isn't she charged? Why am I? Oh, because I have the megaphone. So I guess, and this seems to be what they think. If you have a megaphone, then it's a felony. Okay.
And fathers and get away with it. You certainly don't get to frame innocent people who did nothing wrong to you and send them to jail for the rest of their life. Simply because you don't want to take responsibility for what your brother-in-law / side piece did. So, again, we got a long line here. So we're going to go on to the next house now. We are going to 78 Highland Street.
So then we go
78.
So we go to
Highland
Julie Nagel's
Street.
house.
Let's do it. 78 Highland.
Here's all the files and blah, blah, blah. What is going on?
Hold on. The cover up. You love people rolling here. I mean, I thought for sure that they would be like following us, making sure things are. I think that. Oh, they are. Okay. Oh, this is 76. Okay, we're going to 78. Sorry, 76.
Oh, we went to the wrong house.
Oh, okay. So we're going to 78. There are. Do they have cameras here? So they covered up a number. Ooh, I wonder why they did that. Okay, that's fine. No, this is Julie Nagel's house. This is Julie Nagel's house. Okay. Yes, he could. All right. So we'll let people stroll on in here. We are approaching the home right now. This is a really densely populated area. I guess they're home because we didn't tip them off that we were coming, or else they would have pulled a McCabe and gone to a gunquit. John O'Keefe, that doesn't make any sense. But she is the girlfriend of Brian Albert's oldest son, Brian Albert Jr. And by the way, what is up with the Alberts? Like, does everyone have to name their oldest son after themselves? Is that like a there? But thank everybody for coming out today. We really appreciate this. I'm sure Karen, if she's watching right now, appreciate seeing
Gretchen's
all the
here
support
again.
here. Because like a year or so ago,
Look at this angry
she was
mob.
kind of all by herself.
They want to make you think that this is
she was
like
being
a
charged with
mob.
murder, and she knew that these powerful institutions had framed her, had killed her boyfriend of 2 years, had turned his 2 children.
Okay.
But sometimes I'm like, well, at least I'm not being framed every day, really. And I don't know how I'd wake up every day if I was her and go on with life. She's stronger than me. She's probably the strongest woman I've ever encountered. For her to not only
I was charged.
I mean, how she has the strength to wake up every day really.
This is a felony.
Miracle.
You're witnessing a felony.
I think,
here, folks.
and I'm sure that seeing all this support all of a sudden for this is really only half of the problem. Like getting the charges dropped for on your Saturday, but the people who live here at 78 Highland Street, the Nagels. A woman lives here by the name of Julie Nagel. Okay. Julie Nagel was present on the morning of January 29th, 2022 at 34 Fairview Road when Boston police officer John O'Keefe was badly beaten, had his a huge laceration in the back of his head, was chewed up by a dog. She knew that all of this happened in the house, and she left at 1:47 a.m. with a woman by the name of Jennifer McCabe, whose house we recently went to, and she gave her a ride back home here. She is actively covering up. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
See, the neighbors love me. The neighbors love me.
So,
the neighbors love me.
She actively, she might not have been the one that orchestrated the cover up, but at any point, Julie Nagel, you can come out. At any point, Julie, nothing is stopping you from telling the truth, from saving yourself. You know what happened that night.
Like, so is that the witness intimidation, that nothing is stopping her from telling the truth? What is wrong with that statement? What's wrong with telling the truth? Remember, I'm not even accusing Julie Nagel of lying, because Julie Nagel didn't really talk to the police at all. Like, at no point am I saying change your testimony, Julie Nagel. That never happens. I said just tell the truth. Because if Julie Nagel came forward right now and saw and reported what actually happened in that house, then John O'Keefe could have justice. She doesn't have to change her testimony at all. She just has to come forward and tell the truth. That's it. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, if you witness something, you should say something. What is this world we're living in where that's a crime? It's not a crime. Telling people that they should say the truth? Oi.
You know why John's body was on that lawn. You know why he has that huge laceration in the back of his head. You know that he was bleeding out. I'm sure it was traumatic to be in that house. And I'm sure you are crapping your pants. Like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I understand the moral dilemma that you're in, because this is your boyfriend's father. And you probably know Brian Albert Sr., and you've probably been to family events with him, and maybe he's going to be your father-in-law someday, and you probably envision this whole life that suddenly was going to come to an end if Brian Albert and Colin Albert were held responsible for what they did. So I get it. I get the moral conundrum that you have there. It's very hard. But you can't get away with it anymore. Too many people know. They're going to go down. The question is, are you going to go down with them? Nothing is stopping you from coming forward and telling the police what happened. We know that you did not even talk to conflicted State Trooper Michael Proctor until 11 months after the murder. You talked to him in January of 2023 for the first time. You and Sarah Levinson were interviewed.
Where's the
And
crime?
you are the only person that they spoke with who said that they saw anything on the lawn. You said in the police report
A shadowy
that
figure.
you saw something dark and shadowy on the lawn.
Shadowy
You were
figure.
very vague on purpose, because you knew that if all of you said nothing was on the lawn, that wouldn't make any sense.
No.
So you had to say, oh, maybe I did see something.
Maybe.
Maybe there was something there.
Maybe.
We know it. And that is not just you. The second you made that statement and the second you made up that lie, and that's what it was a lie. The second you made up that lie, you became much more complicit in the cover-up of the murder, because you went out of your way to make up a statement that you knew was untrue. And you were doing it to frame an innocent woman. You obviously come from...
I mean, that's just a fact. She didn't see a shadowy figure on the lawn. How do you see a shadowy figure? She just realized that, like, well, unless somebody says that there was a body on the lawn, like, you can't say there's a body on the lawn, because then the next question is, why didn't you call 911? So, 9 months later, she's like, well, maybe there was a shadowy figure there. That's an obvious lie. Like, we have a right as citizens to be like, that's clearly a lie. And this is kind of a big deal because a guy has been murdered, and people should tell the truth. People shouldn't lie about that. Okay.
You have parents, you got a brother and stuff like that. Karen Reed has a brother too. Karen Reed has parents too. Have you thought at all about what life would be for them visiting their daughter once every 2 weeks on visitation day in Framingham? Has that ever crossed your mind about what you're doing to an innocent woman? Is Brian Albert Jr. really worth it? I understand. Oh, you got an Albert. I know the goal of every woman in this town seems to be to procreate with an Albert. I get it. But that dream is officially over. They no longer have the weight behind their name that they used to. So I mean, I'd dump them and find somebody else. That's just me. And I would come clean, and you could be the hero to save us all. Your brother is the only person so far to tell the truth. Your brother's statements. Yeah, give it up for Ryan Hagan. Give it up for him.
Yeah, give it up for Ryan.
Your brother Ryan pulled up behind Karen Reed when she pulled in there and let her go first. John immediately ran into the house, and he.
So you guys get the point here. There's like literally no one was witness intimidated at all. Like it's all a lie. Now that's far from the only thing they're using against me, right? That's a big thing. We'll read the others in a moment. I just wanted to read a couple turtle chats. We got $10 from Nicholas. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to take Nicholas Fiorella's $10, and I'm just going to keep it, and I'm not going to read his stupid comment. But please keep giving your money, Nicholas Fiorello. I will keep accepting it, and I will not read your stupid messages. So thank you. D sends $10. Says, thank you for all you've done for this case. I appreciate that, D. Thank you very much. Any cash apps here? Let's see. Aaron sends $10 and says, happy Easter to you and your family, Unc. I appreciate that, Aaron. Richard sends $5, says, thanks for the Stoneham info. Our twins are there. My pleasure. I still got to watch the school committee meeting. I heard I was mentioned a few times at that meeting. I got to watch that. And Lisa sends $10 and says, here's some Duncan money paid for from Grant. Dude, what is that guy's deal? Grant Smith Ellis. Like, if he wasn't such a joke and he had no money, I would sue that motherfucker. Like the shit that he's making up now about me, like I got somebody sent it to me today. I'm like, luckily it's just fucking idiot that nobody takes this dude seriously. But he's posting that like I'm like having kiddie porn or some shit, like crazy fucking really libelous stuff. And we all know where it's coming from. Like it's just one insane woman who is just feeding him this shit. Like that's the whole fucking story. And he repeats it. And so if Grant wants to keep repeating libelous shit, again, I probably wouldn't waste my time suing him because he has no money, but he should not do that. You know, he should not do that. But anyway, so yeah. And just a reminder, guys, 3:00 Monday, we need some bodies there. The media is going to be there. Paul Cristoforo says, be there at 3. We need media to see the numbers there. They will be there. We need to create more of a buzz about Thursday's hearing as well. So for sure, Thursday's hearing at 9:00 at Norfolk Superior Court for sure. Okay. All right. Anyway, so let's watch. I'm also being indicted over my trip to Bill Ricca, where I asked Jennifer McCabe some questions. Remember this? So I'm sure the grand jury's seen this. Let's play the tape. Again, Jen McCabe is at this lacrosse game. It is a public event. Anyone can go to it. Anyone can go to it, ask any of the people questions. It's not against the law. Not against the law. So I do that. Sorry.
Hey, Matt, how you doing, pal?
How you been?
Good. How are you doing?
How
you doing?
How short you were.
Hey, Jen, how you doing? Fancy seeing you here.
I know, amazing.
How are you?
How you been? All right.
So how did court go the other day?
Went great.
Sorry, do you have a child on the team?
Do you?
I do, so I'm trying to watch.
No, I'm at a public.
Okay, so at any point, do you ever hear Jennifer McCabe tell me? Answer me this. At any point, do you ever hear Jennifer McCabe tell me, I have no comment. I don't want to ask any questions. I don't want to answer any questions. Do you ever hear anything like that from her? Do you sense fear from her? Does she express anything that she feels unsafe or anything like that? Anything? You tell me.
Public event, so I can do whatever I want. So anyway, so Jen, I have a question. Did you think that you could outsmart Karen Reed? Did you? Do you think that's funny?
Psychopath.
Do you think that's funny? how long to die in cold? What is this gentleman
that's
doing?
where
Look
he-
at that, the ring's face. Hey, Jen.
He hit me. Okay. The only the only people who ever put hands on anyone in these situations is them. And then they want to talk about witness intimidation.
Are you worried about what's going to happen to your family when you go to
touch me.
jail?
Don't touch me.
Why are you shaking,
Touch
dude?
me again.
Why are you
Touch me
shaking?
again. Touch me
So,
again.
Jen,
Look
are
at-
you worried?
does she look scared, guys? Does that look like the face of somebody who's been intimidated?
Worried about what's going to happen when your kids go to jail?
Touch me again.
When you go to jail, I apologize
Touch
to
me.
your children. Are you worried at all about that?
Huh?
Huh?
Touch
Oh,
me.
what's going on here?
Oh, you're so fast.
Oh, what are we doing?
I was so short you were.
Jen, did you think that you could outsmart Karen Reed? Yes or no? Did you? Why did you Google how long to die in cold, Jen? Why did you Google how long to die in cold, Jen? Why did you Google how long to die in cold, Jen? Do you have any answer for that?
Is that the perfect that was just?
Do you have any answer for that? Miss McCabe, do you have any answer for that? Why should I leave, sir? I just have some questions. I just want to know why she Googled how long to die in cold. I just wanted to know why she Googled how long to die in cold. I'm just curious. I'm just curious.
There's Richie.
I'm just curious. I'm just curious. I'm being assaulted by an umbrella man. What is going on here? What is happening right now? What is happening,
my friend?
What is happening? This is what? Why do we have to put? We could have our phone out in public. We're just trying to watch a lacrosse game, sir.
This is a school-sponsored event.
Yes, it is. How do you feel about murder of police officers? How do you feel about murder of police officers? Okay, well, she
they're
murdered a
getting
police
killed.
officer.
No, that is so untrue.
Oh, it's not. Then why did she Google how long to die in cold?
Did it? It's already been proven wrong.
Oh, really? How has it been proven wrong? How long? How has it been? I didn't hear anything. How did you? What, so how
Like,
is?
so we're actually like debating a topic here. Like we're debating whether or not she Googled how long to die in cold. Like we're talking, like they're engaging me in this. He goes, no, she didn't. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Oh, yes, she did.
Is it proven wrong, Matt?
By journalists.
How is it
By
proven
a
wrong,
journalist.
sir? How? So are you saying that forensic expert Richard Green is wrong? Are you saying that forensic expert Richard Green is wrong? Is that what you're saying right now, sir? Is that what you're saying? I mean, I'm just curious. Oh boy, here we go.
What are you?
I'm about 5'8" and 3/4. How much do you weigh? You're very thin. Yeah, you look sharp the other day in court. You look great. You look great. No, but seriously, how long? Why did she? How can?
You're watching a game for somebody?
Yeah, I'm watching the game.
You're watching.
But I'm hanging out with my friends. Please don't touch me, sir. Please don't touch me.
They're putting hands
I'm here
on
watching
me.
the game.
Actually, I'm a staff here.
No,
Okay.
he's not.
You need to step
He works
away,
at Canton.
I don't think you're
Step
watching
away from what?
from
Shut the
the
fuck
stands,
up.
and you can probably take off. On
Well, this is a public
I
event,
can.
right?
It is.
And I paid to come in.
And actually, you shouldn't be harassing people in this.
I'm not harassing. I'm here to watch. I'm here to watch a lacrosse
Who are
game.
you watching, sir?
I just like to watch lacrosse in general.
This is the asshole.
Billerica
I
against
could care less
Canton.
about that loser.
I mean, why do you guys? I mean, I just want to watch the game. What's wrong with the game? What's wrong with watching the
You
game?
don't even know what the game is?
It's Canton against. I believe it's called lacrosse,
The
right?
police are coming. Leave.
What? Why should I leave? It's a
Because we're
public.
editing it.
Well, it's a public event. What's wrong? What am I doing wrong?
You're bothering people.
I'm not. I'm just standing here trying to watch a game.
You're not a fan.
Outside the fence.
Well,
outside you can do it outside. There's plenty of room.
Well, I can't ask
Okay,
them
so
questions
are
if
you like? What law am I breaking right now?
This is our facility. We're asking you to leave.
Okay,
We have the
what's
right to
the
ask you to
problem?
leave.
I'm just okay. So I'm watching a game. What rule have I broken?
You're filming young girls. Yeah.
I'm filming young
Filming
girls.
young
It's a
girls.
lacrosse game. A lot of people are filming girls. It's a lacrosse game.
What is your problem? Why
Are you saying you can't film lacrosse? Is that what you're
What are you
saying?
filming for?
What's up? Because it's a free country. I'll film whatever I want. Because it's a free country.
But what are you filming for?
Because I want to film. It's a free country. What am I not allowed to film?
Did I say that? What is your?
Because I'm doing what I want to be free because I'm a free American living in a free country. So then what's the problem?
You're bothering people.
Who am I bothering?
These gentlemen.
Well, they
right here.
killed a cop. They killed a police officer, John
Sir,
O'Keefe.
we're done with
She
this.
Googled how long to die in cold.
we're done.
While John O'Keefe
she's-
was dying
Look, I
outside
don't
of a
even know why
house.
he's here.
These are cop killers. These are cop killers. You know they're cop killers, right? These are cop killers. These are cop killers.
Like, I don't watch it.
Well, I'm just trying to watch a game. First of all, I'm rooting for Bill Rick. If that does that count? Does that help?
Go over there on
Well,
the Ricker
so-
side.
oh,
This
so
is
if
the
you-
Canton side. That's our home side.
Actually, just leave.
Go
See
over
the sense
there.
of the.
Okay.
Is there a policeman on duty?
Okay.
No, there's not. But I know one
Okay.
drove by a minute ago.
Well, last game of the year, I'm guessing this is a playoff game, right? So, just no answer for how long to die in cold? No answer? It wasn't answered in court, though. Could you answer it for me? Because I'm not as smart as you.
Listen,
Yeah.
it sounds like an interview, not a filming. So why don't you?
You're not here
An
to watch
interview,
the
not a
game.
film.
You're not here to
Well, I'd like to watch the
But
game,
you're
but
not
it's kind of
watching
a
the game.
it's kind of a blowout, though.
You're not
No,
watching
I mean
the
it's no offense. It's just not that close. But okay, we'll give it a wrap. But I just thought I'd stop by.
So I don't even get
And,
kicked
have
out.
a great
I go,
night.
I'm leaving.
We'll
on
see you
my
soon,
own
Jen.
accord.
How long to die in cold? Maybe you can answer that question for me.
Watch this on the way out.
We'll find out later. We'll find out later.
Do they seem at all like intimidated? Like,
Bye.
I even said bye to him.
So she didn't want to answer. She didn't want to answer. I just want to find out how long to die in cold and why someone would Google that at 2:27 in the morning when a cop is dying on the front yard of 34 Fairview Road. And why two cop killers are up there. Cop killers. That's what they are. They're cop killers. So two cop killers don't like being asked about it. I cannot wait until they go to jail. I'm going to be there. And they're not going to be able to get the camera on my face then. So they better get used to this beautiful face, baby. Because it's coming at you. It's coming at you, John.
It's true.
This might be the end of your lacrosse season. But there's lots of other public events coming up, and we're going to keep asking the questions until we get an answer. How long to die in cold? You heard Fat Boy Matt McCabe there. He claims that it was answered in court. He claims it was answered in court, but it wasn't answered in court. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, man. I don't know. Cop killers! They killed two cops up there. She killed Boston.
Just
police
one cop.
officer,
They killed one
John
cop.
O'Keefe. Justice for John O'Keefe.
I know.
We're going to get it one way or the other. We don't stand for cop killers in Billerica. No, we don't. Nuh-uh.
Nuh-uh.
So if you kill a Boston police officer, you leave him on the front. He had a niece and a nephew, by the way. 2 kids he left behind because of her. Because that piece of trash up there.
Again, so they can't even hear us. Again, I'm retreating. Like, I asked them, the whole thing lasted 5 minutes. I asked them how long to die in cold. They didn't want, she never tells me, don't talk to me or don't ask questions. She never says I'm scared. She's smiling the whole time. She's laughing. They're contacting me, and I'm the one. What you just saw is a felony. That's a felony. They want you to believe. And you know what else is a felony? This is May 24th. Outside of court. First I asked Lally. I'm surprised I'm not charged.
Hey, Lally, are you in on the cover-up, or are you just a useless government stooge? Mr. Lally, why are you lying about Jen McCabe's kids not being in that photo with Michael Proctor? It's clearly them, Mr. Lally. Are you in on the cover-up? Are you worried about going to jail? Mr. Lally, you should be.
Okay.
Jen, why did you Google how long to die in cold at 2:27 in the morning, Jen? Any comment on that? Any comment on that?
There's Kevin right there.
I see you guys wearing Justice for JJ shirts.
Look at her.
How can you wear those buttons when you covered up his murder?
Does she look scared? Like, where is the fear? Again, I'm waiting for the part where she says, no more questions. Don't ask me any questions. I'm waiting for that part.
Any comment on that? Why you Googled that at 2:27? Any comment, Mr. McCabe? Any comment? How can you show your face in court? Aren't you embarrassed? Aren't you ashamed? What are you hiding? What did you do? Why did you delete all those phone calls, Mr. McCabe? Why did you delete all those phone calls? Why did you delete your Google search, Mr. McCabe?
And this is where
Mr. McCabe,
Matt
I
gives me
believe
the
you said
shoulder.
that you
Watch it,
saw
ready?
Karen Reed drive south on Fairview Road.
Oh.
Excuse me, sir.
That's where he put his shoulder
Nice
in
to see
there.
you guys got dressed up for court, though. Looking sharp.
It's true. Looking sharp. Looking sharp. Very sharp. No joke.
I believe you guys both said that you saw Karen Reed drive south. Is that correct? South? So then how could she do a 3-point turn then if she was traveling south on that road? Any comment on that? No? Make sense to you? Why were you up at 4:53 in the morning, Miss McCabe? Why didn't you go to sleep? Were you drinking that night?
I mean, these
you
are
often
questions.
drink a lot of alcohol, go to the bar, and then stay up till 4:53. Truth and justice, we're looking for it right now. We're looking for it. A Boston police officer was murdered in cold blood. And these people right here who you're looking at, these people right here, they covered it up. They participated in the murder of a Boston police officer. These are cop killers, ladies and gentlemen. That's a cop killer right there. Cop killer. Cop killer.
True.
That's what you are. That's all you're ever going to be, is a cop killer. Disgusting. Disgusting.
Like, nothing about that is illegal. Nothing. Nothing about what you just witnessed is illegal. They want to make that illegal. Like, I asked these people questions. I pointed out that they're cop killers because they are. It's just a fact. That's what they ultimately want to criminalize, is me saying that they're cop killers. They want to make that part illegal. Being able to say the truth in public. And, we haven't listened. So that's all a felony. Again, this has all been mitigated in court. Let's not forget. Let's listen to this. Shall we? Jennifer McCabe trying to get an order on me. And let's see what a judge says.
I just ask that you please raise your right hand. Could you solemnly?
Just give me one moment, okay? Sure. All right. I have read your affidavit. I am somewhat familiar with the larger picture, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't you tell me, you can tell me anything you'd like, but explain to me what it is you're asking the court to do and why.
Well, I'm asking for protection from Mr. Kearney. He has started about April 18th. He's nonstop. He writes blogs every day. Every day he tries to humiliate me, harass me. Most recently, he chased me out of a court hearing and prevented me from walking, had a big camera. He was harassing me, intimidating me. I was fearing. I didn't know what he was going to do next. He chased me to my car. He was calling me a cop killer.
When you say chase, did he follow you?
Yes, he followed me out of the court and down the street a significant way.
There were other press and reporters at that
Yes,
event?
I actually have a thumb drive with a lot of this for you to be able
Thumb
to
drive. You got a thumb
see.
drive.
But he videoed the whole thing, and then he showed it on all his social media platforms. And then he proceeded to, post, this is a cop killer, she's a cop murderer. And then on that post that he did, he said that he wasn't going to stop. He was going to harass me every day. He was going to go to my children's events.
Has he done that?
No, he has not done that yet.
Right.
He has.
This was before the lacrosse game. I did do that afterwards, and I'm allowed to. I'm allowed to do that, just to be clear.
Emailed. I have 2 daughters in college, and he's emailed the school.
I have not emailed the school.
Someone has emailed the school.
Oh, someone emailed.
And they've attached his blog.
I understand.
So again, this is to get an HPO. She ultimately doesn't get it because it's fucking ridiculous. You can't just go in there and make all this shit up and be like, oh, he's being mean to me, and my kids are getting harassed in college, and blah blah blah, and they're getting emails. None of this matters. None of this matters, because I have not done 3 or more instances of putting you in serious threat of physical harm. But for some reason, the statute, like the bar for a freaking felony witness intimidation, isn't nearly as high for some strange reason.
So he has a significant amount of followers, and he does his live shows. And I have received terrible threats from phone calls. I get voicemails. I get Facebook messengers from his followers.
So just so I'm clear, not necessarily from him.
He called me once.
Okay.
Mhm.
And that call was, did he?
It was a
threaten you?
voicemail. No,
Okay.
he just had questions.
He just
All
had
right, I
questions.
just want to make sure we're
Just had
talking about the
questions.
same.
Yeah.
So you may have gotten some other things from maybe people who follow him.
Yes.
But not him.
Correct.
Okay, understood. Go
But
ahead.
as of, today, he again posted that he was going to make my life a hell. He wasn't going to stop. He would come to, again, he's constantly saying he's going to come to events. He's calling me horrific names.
Oh no, not names.
He made t-shirts
Oh,
to
t-shirts.
humiliate me and my appearance.
Okay.
And he's
First, I didn't make t-shirts. Somebody made that shirt for me. The Canton High School class of 1994 best looking. I did not make that shirt. And we don't even sell it because I couldn't recreate it in the store. I would if I could. And it's not illegal. It's not illegal.
selling them for profit.
Oh no, not profit.
I literally wake up every single day and I don't know what he's going to write.
Oh no.
He parked outside of my house and he did a live feed and he threatened that he would be coming back.
What?
My kids are having panic and anxiety attacks.
Broadcasted from
These
your
fucking people love to hide behind their kids. My kids are having panic attacks and anxiety attacks. No, they're not. It's like you're just a piece of shit and you want to hide yourself from all this. And like, that's it. Your kids are fine. You're lying.
street, not on your property, but from your
On the
area.
street.
Okay,
Yeah.
understood.
He's given my address, my husband's social security.
The shirt was a gift from Andrea.
It's just nonstop. My kids are seeing everything all over social media. They're
Oh,
having
no.
a panic attack at schools and I have to come and pick them up.
What?
All right. Is there anything else you want me to consider? That you
Is there
haven't told me already?
any way
There it is.
that you can do something so he can't blog about me?
Well, no, and that's kind of the crux of where I'm about to go with this.
Yeah.
And under the request you're asking me,
That never gets
portion, I
old.
believe, of what
That
you're telling
never
me is
gets
essentially
old.
protected free speech under the
Right.
First Amendment.
Oh, what?
I'm sure you can appreciate. He is a quote unquote member of the
Wait,
press.
what do you
This is
say?
what you're
Again,
under the
as funny as that was, is there anything you can get him to do to get him to stop blogging about me? And what does the judge say?
request you're asking me, a significant portion, I believe, of what you're telling me is essentially protected free speech under the
Right.
First Amendment.
Mhm.
I'm sure you can appreciate. He is a quote unquote member of the press. Probably not the message you were hoping to hear.
No, I
But
understand.
so that's kind of where my ruling is heading based on everything you've told me. And I know it could be upsetting to you and your family. But I have to be honest, I'm not inclined to issue the order for that reason. If there's anything else that you want me to look at or consider, I'm happy to do it. If you've kind of given me the flavor of what this has been like, I do appreciate it. And you went to great lengths to write a very detailed affidavit. But I would need to find, by a preponderance of the evidence, a substantial likelihood of the immediate danger of abuse as defined by the law. Because of the free speech issues and his status in the press, I'm just not getting there.
Okay,
based on
so
the
him
facts.
like chasing me out of court and intimidating me.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's why I
Yeah.
asked you that. I kind of asked you that question, and you said,
Yeah.
"Chase." I know there was probably a thong of other press people and
No,
reporters.
they'd never,
there.
he came down the street, walked in front of me, was saying terrible, nasty things, then walked behind me, then followed me to my car. I mean, it was a good distance.
Yep.
I couldn't even make it across the street because he was in front of me. He was
What?
bumping into my husband.
What?
And we're getting into our car.
None of
and
this
he's yelling,
happened.
Cough killer, cough killer. I didn't know if he was going to come over to my car. I don't know what this man's going to do.
By the way, this is a theme we're going to see a lot of with these people. I didn't know what he was going to do. Oh my God, he could have done this. He could have thrown a rock through my window. This is all they say, is they were in fear of me because what I could have done. What I could have done. You heard Mello in court the other day. You're on, like, how is he dangerous? The judge asked him point blank. How is he dangerous? And he goes, Your Honor, it's in his mind. It's in his mind. We don't know what's in his mind. I don't know what this guy's going to do. I'm not going to do anything. I've never done anything. I've never hit anyone. I've never pushed anyone. I've never done anything. I've been pushed. I don't push back. Nothing. I'm just so sick of this whole like, oh, yeah, he didn't do anything, but he might. He could have. I don't know what he's going to do. What?
Right.
He seems to be getting more and more agitated every
Caller,
day
yeah.
and saying he's going to do things. Then I see live video outside of my house and telling me he'll be back.
Well, what I will say to that is, and I'm not wishing that this escalates in any way, shape, or form, but just because an event today comes before the court and the court rules one way, doesn't mean that if there is a change in circumstances, that we can't come back and ask the court to consider it in the future. I'm just not hearing enough of what I would need to hear under the law for me to do what you're asking today.
Okay.
Okay, I hope I explained that well enough to you.
And the thumb drive that I prepared.
The thumb drive.
Yeah, I mean, you can certainly tell
It's
me,
like, I'm not
is
really-
it things
the
that
thumb
one
drive.
would see on his news or his page?
Yes.
Things of
Yeah,
that
I
nature,
saw it, yeah.
kind of like you've described in your affidavit. I mean, I'm happy to have that be part of the record. I think I get the flavor again of what you're telling me. And again, his association as a member of the press really doesn't change sort of where I'm going with my ruling.
Okay.
But I'm certainly happy to include that as part of the record if you want.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much. So that will conclude the hearing. I'm going to decline your request to issue.
So that's it. Another victory. But like, obviously that's a joke, but yet the witness intimidation charges stick somehow. Again, I'm not the least bit worried about it. We're just going to, we go to trial. We just play these tapes. We're like, this is witness intimidation. These people are victims. Give me a break. And again, this is the last one I'll show you. This is also used to charge me. This video. All right.
I'm going to say.
Going to Jim McCabe's house. No trespassing signs. You just walk right up. Middle of the day. Doors wide open. We ring the doorbell.
Everyone's got rings. So the door's open. Someone must be home.
Must be.
On the right. 3 cars in the driveway. Someone's got to be home. Hello, we'd like to sell you some candy bars for my Girl Scout troop.
Yeah. It's like, where's the intimidating part? Am I banging on the door? If I'm saying you better come out?
No.
I'm just standing there.
Oh, there's Jen.
Oh, Jen stuck her head out. Okay.
Let's see if they come to the door.
It's just, I'm just curious. I don't even have balls. I just
can hear us
want to ask some questions.
So, Jen, I mean you no harm. I just have a couple questions. Looking for how long to die in cold. I wonder if you had an answer for that. But we'll see. I definitely saw her there. I mean, Jen, I mean you no harm. So, all right. I guess she
mean you no
let me
harm.
Try one more time.
Yes, microdots. Yes. Okay. I just have questions. I mean, I mean you no harm.
Okay. Okie dokie.
Okay,
I guess
Morrissey.
she's
I know, right? I literally
busy,
said I meant no harm.
But I guess the kids are at school. Jen's home. Just leaves the door open, so we'll see.
And that's the end of that. Okay, so that's what you just witnessed there is a felony. That's what they want you to believe. That in a free country, you can't go up to someone's door and knock on the door and kind of just stand there for a minute or two. And then when they don't come, leave peacefully. They want you to believe that that is a felony, which is fucking ridiculous. So we look forward to our day in court. Let's just put it that way. Okay. Let's just put it that way. Anyway, but hold on one sec. Yep. All right. Anyway, so yeah, just a reminder, right? Just a reminder. Hold on. Not how innocent people behave. I know, right? They're so scared. They're so scared, but then they show up with their law enforcement friends and connections while continuing to show. It's just like, you'll see. I can't wait. I can't wait to get in a courtroom with these people. And fuck, let's go. Let's just get this shit over with. All right. Why don't we do a little Ask Turtleboy? If you guys have any questions or anything, fire away. Let me know what you got, and we'll talk about it. Okay. Any cash apps? I don't think we have any. All right, cool. Oh, we got one from Gene. Sends $25. Says, thank you for all you do. Will you sign my book? Yes, absolutely. I'll sign your book next time I see you. Dude, we went, I went out to dinner earlier and some really nice young ladies came over and they said, they recognized me right away and they asked to take a picture, but it's always the same thing. Whenever somebody under 30 comes over and they always say the same thing. My mom loves you. That's what they always say. It's always their mom, never them. My mom loves you. And so he took a picture. It was nice though. They were really nice people. Okay, cool. Anybody have any questions? Okay. Where's Mike G Ben? I don't know. He only showed up because what's her name sent him. The lion. The fake victim there. She sent him there. Does the FedEx guy get a felony also? I know, or the Amazon guy, or anybody who steps foot on the property, or the Boy Scout the magazine salesman, whoever. I have no idea who cried at the grand jury. I have no idea. Jen McCabe gave the phone over, I believe, on like February 2nd voluntarily to Michael Proctor and Nicholas Garino, who somehow did not find the Google search on it. All right, cool. Anyone else? Who do you think would be the first to get arrested? I would guess. Well, if it's one of the McAlberts, it's going to be Jen because they got her dead to rights. But if it's one of the police, it'll be Michael Proctor. Michael Proctor or Jen McCabe. That would be my guess. I wouldn't know how to sell sign merch through the online store. How would I do that? Because I don't even touch the stuff. So I'm with Brittany here. If I was falsely accusing you guys of something, making your life miserable, you'd be suing me. None of these people sue me ever. My kids tell their friends that my mom loves Turtleboy. It's always the moms. All right. Do you think the judge is part of it? I think she's a problem. I don't know if she's corrupt, but she's definitely a problem. Okay. Yeah, reporters did knock on KR's doorstep early on. A lot of people forget that. Okay. Do you have the dog? No, I get the dog in 1 week. I want to know who the fake victim went to Amelia's with. Oh, we didn't say the fake victim went there. We said Brian Tully went there. Interesting. Which, God forbid, and by the way, there is nothing I want more than that. Believe me, there is nothing I want more than the fake victim to hook up with Brian Tully. That would solve so many problems. That would just be like, please, God, please. Can we get her away from me? That's all I want. All right. I don't know. The prison turtle shirt. I've never worn this one, so I wanted to wear it. Okay. They're going to walk. They have nothing. Yeah, I don't think they will. Us moms love you. Thank you, moms. I haven't seen the People magazine article about Kearney. Is it good? I have to see it. Who's JLR? I don't know who that is. Michael Proctor will be arrested first. Someone posted Lucky was fired. I don't know how these rumors start. I don't do rumors. All right. Is Randazza ready to fuck? He's always ready to fuck. He'll be fucking Thursday, hopefully. Thursday. So this is a basic bitch. People keep commenting on the Stanley. Is this like, I know it's not the Paw Patrol cup, but it's not mine. I would never, these look expensive. I don't even know. It's not mine, but it is good. The water tastes good out of it. Some people are mad that 6K was raised. Who the fuck would be mad about that? It's amazing that he can raise it that fast too. Okay, Lucky was not fired. Thank you for setting the record straight. And the dads, shout out to all the dads out there. They like Turtleboy too. That's a good question. We got to get that going soon. Probably next week. We got to do Ratchet Madness, Canton edition for sure. Anyone else? Will I be there Monday? It's tough, man, because that's like getting kids off at the bus time. I wish I could. Oh man, maybe I'll get back to you on that. My mom wants me to stay out of. She's always telling me. My mom's worried about me. She's always worried. She's like, you got to stay. She goes, don't go back to Norfolk County. You can't go back to Norfolk County. Just stay out of that county. That's what she always tells me. You can't go. She really doesn't want to see me. She can't handle it. She can't handle me going back to jail. And I get it. I don't want to put her through that. Like when you do time, your family's doing time with you. That's the thing. And my mom's sick and like, she doesn't need that stress, you know, but I'm not going to, Mom, I'm not going to get arrested. I'll be fine. It's a super basic bitch cup. I didn't know that. Okay. Where'd you go for dinner? A lovely little place. It's named after a president. I'll just put it that way. It's a really nice place though. I really enjoyed it. Okay. Grandmas also love Turtleboy. Yes, they do. Okay. Did I get the dog? No, I already answered that one. Okay. All right. Anyway. She's right. Stay out of Norfolk. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate that. Listen to your mom. Everyone's like, listen to your mom. I'll do that. Stay away. Exactly. Stay away. It's Tom Mountain. I forgot about Tom Mountain. Everyone's like, listen to your mom. Aidan, great calling your Duke. Yeah, Duke is good, man. I never picked Duke, but Duke is, I watched him a couple times this year, and they got that McLean kid and Filipowski, and it's just like, there's something about Duke, man. There's something about Duke. I had my Final Four was Duke, Purdue, Illinois. It went down. I mean, UConn looks unstoppable. And I guess Alabama's going to go. Is that what's happening? Yeah, Alabama's going to be in the Final Four. Okay. That's interesting. But you're going to be fine. But then, yeah, I know. Hoovers. No, not Hoovers. Oh, you guys follow me around. We'll see. No, not Rutherford B. Hayes. Not Rutherford B. Hayes. Okay. All right. All right. Cool. All right. So again, just a reminder, guys. I'm trying to. Bunnies love TV too. Okay, cool. This is the last question. Okay. The Monday protest, 3:00. Be there. 3:00 Monday. In Canton on Shawmut Road at the district attorney's office. Be there for the protest. We're looking forward to it. Maybe we'll get some stream in there. And, you know, it'll be awesome. So we'll start putting the pressure on them. Hopefully we'll see others on Thursday. We got to protest, you know, we got to let them know that we're protesting our right to protest. So yeah, and happy Easter to everyone tomorrow. Happy Zombie Jesus Day. And we will see you guys all for the next episode of the Turtleboy Live Show on Tuesday night. Peace, Turtle Riders.